For real, for real. And speaking of women, for my next topic, Porsches versus Lamborghinis. Everybody loves a fucking Lamborghini. When you see them things, boy, they sexy, they brolic, they fast, it's luxury, it's status. Like when you see a motherfucker in a Lambo, you ain't even got to ask too many questions. You know they get into it. You ain't even got to ask too many questions. It's like, oh shit, my nigga just pulled up in a fucking Gallardo. Like, he just pulled up in that SVJ thing, that SVT thing. Like, I don't know what Cuz doing, but he out here getting to it. That motherfucker out here getting to it. Pull up in a Rari, motherfucker out here getting to it. You see a motherfucker pull up in a Porsche, they out here getting to it too. But there's levels. There's a few levels of getting to it in a Porsche. But I'll say this. When I was in LA, I used to see Lamborghinis here and there all the time. You know what I'm saying? Definitely a whole lot more than I'm used to seeing supercars. You know what I'm saying? Just luxury vehicles in general. I seen them so much more than what I'm used to seeing them coming from Roanoke, coming from Valdosta, even the year that I spent in Houston, even when I pull up to Seoul and this and that, like, just didn't really see it that too often. But in LA, nigga, you seen them all the time. Lambos, Raris, Porsches, G-Wagons, whatever the fucking case, McLarens, like Bentleys, Roses, like you seen them. And every time I seen a Lamborghini, I'm like, damn, that bitch cold. That shit cold as hell. And every time I seen a Porsche, I'm like, all right, for sure, it's the Porsche. But every time I seen a Porsche that I really, really liked, it was probably some kind of turbo, had some type of, you know, nice paint, maybe had some aftermarket wheels on it, whatever the case may be. It just really made me realize, oh shit, I never knew this. If somebody gave me $500,000 right now and said, pick any supercar you want, holy fuck, I'm really going to pick a Porsche. That's insane. I'm really going to pick a Porsche. I'm not going to pick a Lamborghini. I'm going to pick a fucking Porsche. I'm going to pick a turbo. I'm going to pick the 911. That's the same way with women. One of the first things me and my nigga Sam connected on when we first met out in Korea chopping it up and shit at the DFAC was our affinity for plain Jane women. And that's really the Porsche. The Porsche is very plain Jane. Down to the base models. There's really no such thing as a plain Jane Lamborghini. It just ain't built that way. It don't really come off the showroom floor like that. It don't really sound like that. But a Porsche, your regular old Carrera, just your regular old 911, even if you get like a Targa, like, they're relatively plain Jane. They're very subtle, just smooth round curves and this and that shit. Like I said, they don't really start getting like sexy for real until unless you got like a turbo, you know, drop top turbo with, you know, it's a little more wide body, this and that. Like that's when you start to see the sex appeal a little bit, you know. But the Porsche is also a comfortable daily driver. It's a comfortable car. You can really ride the Porsche. You can really, like if I was still in Los Angeles, I had a Porsche, man, I'd drive that bitch all the way to San Francisco. Easy. I'd take that bitch straight to the Bay. Easily. It'd be cool. You could do that. You can do that in a Lamborghini, but do you really want to? Is it really going to be the best drive, the best ride? You sitting all low. Your vision and shit a little fucked up. Like, you can't necessarily see out the back. All this and that shit. Like, Nah, the Lamborghini is for turning fucking heads, my nigga. That shit for turning fucking heads. Same way with a bad bitch. You got a bad little bitch with a BBL and this and that. She turning heads. She a head turner. Is she really gonna be the illest woman? It's possible. I don't want to sit here and say just because a bitch got a BBL that she can't be someone of, you know, good standing character and this and that shit. But again, with the brainwashing that we all are, you know, what's the word I want to say, that we're all succumb to. When I think of a woman with a BBL, I'm thinking she a bird. She only thinking a certain type of way, and that just don't align with me. But that Porsche, like I said, that's just a pretty, down-to-earth woman. She reliable. She ain't doing too much. She ain't trying to be all. She ain't trying to be. She just there. She there for you. She comfortable. You can really love a Porsche. I can really love me a plain Jane woman. I want a plain Jane woman as my daily driver. You know what I'm saying? A little bad bitch with the BBL, man, I just pull her out on the weekends. This and that shit, whatever the case. Now I want a daily driver. A woman I really can rely on. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just kind of what it is. That's just a beautiful plain Jane woman. That's what I want from my wife. I ain't never in my life wanted the baddest bitch in the world. I just wanted a bitch that I thought was pretty, man. That's all I ever wanted, was just a woman that I thought was pretty. That's all I wanted. Even if she's skinny. Like, even if she dog skinny. Well, I ain't gonna say dog skinny, because that just ain't where it's at. But if she pretty, I can really look over it. Now, if she pretty and she just big as a house, I can't really do that. Like, you got to be pretty as hell. And even then, baby, we're going to put some work in. You're going to lose this weight, and you really going to be where I want you to be. But yeah, I was just thinking about that the other day. I ain't going to go too deep on that. I ain't gonna go too crazy in too many circles about that. But I was just thinking about that, and I was like, damn, for me, that's really a solid comparison. A Lamborghini is a sexy ass woman. Pure sexy. She just exudes sex appeal. She just, you know what I'm saying? She just a head turner all the time. Even a woman, and I don't know if niggas know this or not, but there's a lot of sexy women that really don't look that good. I done tried to tell y'all this, and I have so many examples of it, of sexy women that really just average looking women, but they just carry sex appeal on them so well. Almost like, again, like a 2010 Lamborghini Gallardo. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really ain't the illest looking car when you really look at, if you compare it to other fucking like Lamborghinis. You know what I'm saying? Again, like an SVJ or a fucking Aventador, some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, even a fucking old school Diablo, like, it really ain't that ill, but it is still a fucking Lamborghini. And because it is a Lamborghini, that shit kind of bad. Same way with women that just knows how to carry sex appeal. Like, you really ain't even that good looking of a woman, but it's just something about you that is, holy shit. You know what I'm saying? You make a nigga blood start to do a little things. That shit get to moving a little bit when you come across. For real, for real. But a good little pretty woman. She's subtle. She ain't trying to do too much. She ain't in everybody's face. This and that. Motherfuckers just see, oh shit, she pretty. Just keep it moving. That's kind of like a Porsche. Motherfuckers see a Porsche, oh shit, that's a nice Porsche right there for sure. Like, tight. Keep it pushing. But like I said, you see a Lamborghini, sometimes you just stop. You kind of walk around that motherfucker like, damn, you really got to admire that bitch. Like, whew, this is tight. But is it really the best? Is it really like, I guess it all just depends on what you want. But like I said, for me, I know what I want. You give me a half a ticket, nigga, I'm getting the turbo. So my pretty woman, she ain't going to be just a pretty 6. She going to be a pretty 8. Like, she going to be a pretty ass 8. Like, she going to be a turbo. But I ain't getting the Lamborghini. I'm still going Porsche. I'm going Porsche, you know what I mean? I'm going Porsche with mine's.